Small topic to be covered up in this video, that is nodule formation. So we are going to take up a very small topic it is, and we'll cover up in this video itself. This is nodule formation. What happens in nodule formation? It involves a sequence of multiple interactions between rhizobium and the roots of the host plant. So many interactions are going on in nodule formation between whom? Between rhizobium and the roots of the host plant. Since I said multiple interactions, that means there are many steps in the process of nodule formation. So nodule formation is what? It is a sequence of multiple interactions. That means interaction is not once, it takes place many times. And it takes place between whom? It takes place between rhizobium and the roots of the host plant. Now let us do those multiple interactions or the steps in the nodule formation. What happens in the first step is that the rhizobium, it multiplies and it colonizes. Since the number of rhizobium increases by multiplication, so it forms a colony. So we say rhizobium multiplies and colonizes the surroundings of the roots and gets attached to the epidermal and the root hair cell. This rhizobium, it multiplies and it forms a colony around the roots. And once it forms a colony around the roots, what does it do? It gets attached to the epidermal root cells or the root hair cells. The epidermal cells of the root hair. So it comes in contact with whom? It attaches itself. These rhizobium, after multiplying, after forming a colony, they attach themselves to whom? They attach themselves to the epidermal cells of the root hair. What happens after this? Now the root hairs, they start curling. After the rhizobium is attached to the root hair cells, the epidermal cells of the root hairs, they start curling, and then the bacteria, they start invading the root hair. Because the bacteria started invading the root hair after attachment, what effect comes on the root hairs? The root hairs, they start curling. What happens in the third step now? An infection thread is produced. A thread kind of a structure is produced, which is called infection thread. This infection thread carries the bacteria into the cortex of the root. Earlier it was where? Earlier it was in the epidermis of the roots. Now through a thread-like structure which is called as infection thread. This bacteria goes from the epidermal cells, the outer cells, to the cortex of the root. And here they initiate the nodule formation in the cortex. So though they started with the attachment of the epidermal cells, but the formation of the roots actually started when the bacteria reached where? When it reached the cortex of the roots. In the next step, the bacteria are released from the thread into the cells. Now the bacteria, they leave the thread from which they had entered from the epidermal to the cortex cell. The thread which we had called as infection thread. The bacteria, they leave this infection thread. And now they enter the cells, and this leads to the differentiation of specialized nitrogen fixing cells. Now they enter the cell. Whichever cells they will enter, those cells will get differentiated. They will become specialized. How will they become specialized? They will become as the nitrogen fixing cells. The nodules thus formed will establish a direct connection with the host for exchange of nutrients. So this is how the nodule will form a direct connection with the host for exchange of what? For exchange of the nutrients. The nodules contain all the necessary components, especially the enzyme nitrogenase and leg hemoglobin. Please remember these two enzymes, nitrogenase and leg hemoglobin. This enzyme nitrogenase is a molybdenum iron protein. Basically, nitrogenase enzyme is a protein based. It is which protein? Molybdenum iron protein. And what is the function of this enzyme nitrogenase? It catalyzes the conversion of atmospheric nitrogen to ammonia. So the conversion of atmospheric nitrogen to ammonia is done with the help of this enzyme. The name is what? The name is nitrogenase. If you see the reaction, it says N2 plus AT plus 16 ATP will give you 2 molecules of ammonia plus hydrogen plus 16 ADP plus 16P. So this enzyme nitrogenase is very sensitive to molecular oxygen. It always requires anaerobic conditions. Remember, nitrogenase becomes active in anaerobic conditions. So the nodules, they have adaptations that ensure that the enzyme is protected from oxygen. Nodules have to perform this. They have to protect this enzyme from oxygen. So to protect this enzyme from oxygen, the nodule, it contains an oxygen scavenger which is known as leg hemoglobin. Understood the functions of both of them? Nitrogenase, of course, the enzyme is necessary to convert nitrogen to ammonia. But what will be the function of leg hemoglobin? We told you that this enzyme requires anaerobic conditions. So what do the nodules do? They contain this oxygen scavenger enzyme, that is oxygen consuming enzyme. The name is leg hemoglobin. These microbes, they live as aerobes under free living conditions. It is very interesting that these microbes, normally they live as aerobes under free living conditions. but when nitrogenase is not present, when the enzyme nitrogenase is not active. But as soon as nitrogenase is present, it is active due to the presence of this enzyme. The nitrogen fixing, they become anaerobic. So in these conditions, when nitrogenous enzyme becomes active, these aerobes, they become anaerobic. So they protect the nitrogenous enzyme. They have to protect the nitrogenous enzyme because it is active in which conditions? Anaerobic conditions. So in the process, if you have seen the reaction, it is very clearly visible that ammonia synthesizing by nitrogenase is a very expensive energy process. Whenever nitrogen is converted into ammonia with the help of nitrogenase, a lot of energy is utilized. If you see on the left hand side, I have written 16 ATP, and on the right hand side we are getting 2 ammonia molecules, 2 NH3. That means we need 8 ATP for each ammonia to be produced. On the left hand side we have 16 ATP being utilized, and how many ammonia are being produced? 2 ammonias are being produced. That means it's an energy expensive process because 8 ATPs are required for each ammonia which is being produced. And the energy which is required is thus obtained from the respiration of host cells. And where does this 16 ATP come from? Where does this energy come from? It comes from the respiration of the host cells. Host cells respiration, they produce this energy. So this is all about nodule formation between rhizome and the roots of the